Hey guys, this is DrawTalk, and it's been about 3 years since I last did one of these, and well, as I'd hope, a lot's happened in the last 3 years. Um, I'm in a different place completely than I was last time I did one of these. In fact, I'm kind of trying to figure out what I want to do for how I want to do these. I do want to do these videos again, or just in general at all, because I've only done one, and it was an intro, and this is basically an intro too, because really a lot's happened since the last time. I have a lot more content I can talk about, and frankly, I'm just trying to figure out how I really want to go about this. Generally speaking, I'm content with this setup, this format, and everything along those lines. The lighting definitely is distracting, though, as I can kind of see from this camera. So I'm gonna change the lighting a little bit right now. See how this works. Because my shadow, let's see. Yes, hand is still causing some shade, but moving my head around isn't doing that, and you're not seeing the shadow from the post that this is on. Just like last time, I have the stupidest setup possible. I literally have my phone, which I'm recording from, on a selfie stick, which is kind of vice clamped into the shelf here. That is, shelf is the wrong word, drawer that's a part of the desk. And it's strange, but I'm able to see the video I'm doing, and I'm able to still get in here and draw, and still able to talk. So this is Draw Talk. I guess the second episode. I really don't know what I want to draw, and honestly, I don't know what I want to talk about, other than to just clarify that I do want to keep doing these, and I want to make this a legit series I can do. Maybe, I don't know, maybe once a week. But unfortunately, I don't really ever have a whole lot of time to do that. I don't even know what I'm going to draw. I'm just going to go at it. But yeah, I want to be able to do these somewhat consistently, but from the situation I'm in right now, it's not necessarily easy, because I want to be able to be home alone when I'm doing these, so that I don't have to worry about other sounds and things. But there's only so much I can control. But yeah, it's been a long time since I last did one of these. I'm now living in a different city, going to school at a different school than I was back then. Regarding that, things are going well. My career seems to be on track for what I'd want. I've got some internships under my belt and another one on the way. I don't know what this guy is, but I don't mind. Yeah, lots happened. School. Made a ton of new friends, because I'm on the other side of the state now. That was kind of interesting, having to basically start from scratch and meet a whole new collection of people, and it kind of gave me freedom to sort of, in a way, reset my identity, but that totally didn't happen. I'm still the same person I was then, for the most part. Yeah, it's been pretty good here. I've been seeing someone for a whole year now. Our first date was April 6th of last year, and we're already coming pretty close to that now again. So things have been going great with that, and I like her family. Things with my family are good. Well, jobs have been pretty decent. Not quite as good as Dunham's, though. It's kind of funny. The last time I did one of these, I was working at a Dunham's, and if you don't know what that is, that's a sports retail store. I don't think there's a whole lot of them in the nation, but in the state of Michigan, there's at least a pretty decent number of those. And I think some other states kind of in the general region. But other than that, I'm not really sure if anyone would really know what that is. Not that a whole lot of people are going to watch these videos anyways. But yeah, back when I made the first video, I was working at a Dunham's, and I kind of miss it. And I definitely think I can make pretty good number of videos worth of content regarding that. But yeah, I do miss that place. And the jobs I've had since, they're definitely more involved in the career that I have in mind. But they're just, it's like I don't mind the work, but I miss having that really cool community of just fun, easygoing coworkers and a pretty relaxed environment. And I haven't really had that since. And school's definitely gotten more stressful than it was back then too. Not that it ever wasn't stressful, but it's definitely picked up. Yeah, I've met a ton of new people, a lot of friendships that I kind of knew weren't going to last from the get-go, and a lot that I'm happy to say have, and I was hoping they would, and so far things have been good regarding those. But yeah, I really don't know what much to say or draw other than to just kind of make it clear that yeah, I'm still at least thinking about these videos and I want to do them. I just don't really know when I can do them too much. If I try to do it more and really think about it more consciously, I can probably get things to work out. But then it's like, if I do remember, sometimes I'm just a little nervous, and I think that's just because I am totally doing this all in one shot. I don't care to edit anything. I'm not really doing this for anything regarding subscribers or views or however money is made on YouTube, I guess, from ads and stuff. But yeah, I'm not really trying to get any of that done. I'm just basically doing this because I like to draw and I like to talk. And I definitely want to do videos that cover content that I doubt anyone really would care to listen to. And this drawing is just strange. I don't even know what I'm doing with that. But yeah, I want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about and draw, I don't know, whatever I want to draw. Whatever is going to end up being it is what it is. I definitely like the idea of people suggesting concepts of what to draw or video topics, and I can kind of go from there, at least get some ideas of what to do for the next video. But I do have a pretty good deal of content based on the last 3 years of my life that I can use to talk from. Things like hockey games, things like, I don't want to talk about school much, to be honest, but I could. The jobs, what I've done at them, the way things worked out. And then just a lot of random little topics, things that frustrate me. I don't know. I don't want to talk about politics. I might have one video titled politics, and that would probably be the last I'd do of that. But I really don't want to get into that kind of thing because it's just not fun and not even necessarily interesting. But yeah, any kind of suggestions for what I can draw or what I can talk about would be appreciated. Mostly the drawing thing, because I have an imagination for drawing, but sometimes I just don't really know where I want to begin with that. Yeah, DrawTalk. I'm going to keep doing this, but I don't really know where to go with it too much or how often I'll be doing this, but I'd like to be able to do it about weekly. But I guess to get into any kind of topic to start with, I might as well talk about work a little bit, because I kind of got into that topic already just a bit ago, talking about things that have changed, and I do miss it there. One of my favorite things about Dunham's, which is really strange, is probably around Christmas time. Now, we got super busy around that time of year, which is definitely understandable, and you'd think I'd hate that. But for some reason, something about the company and like the way we almost overcompensated so that we could enjoy the season, or at least not hate it. Everyone was just so fun that time of year. All the coworkers, definitely not the customers, though a lot of customers are pretty understanding of that. Yeah, it's stressful. It's not fun having to work all those people, and especially when people are just being crazy and inconsiderate. You also have those customers that kind of understand that and they sort of off balance it. So that time of year was surprisingly really fun, and it was kind of nice too having all the Christmas music playing in the store when you go in there, and it really it just wasn't stressful like I'd expect it to be. I mean, some days certainly were, but for the most part, it was pretty relaxing. And I think most of that might be just because of the department I worked in. I was, well, I pretty much worked in the sports area and kind of the back room a lot. So I'd go to the back room and grab things from there, the whole stock room, grab things, put them in boxes, take them out, and kind of just stock shelves with everything. And all the coworkers of that area were really fun and easygoing and laid back. So we all kind of just did our own thing, almost messing around some days, but we got work done. It's kind of funny, like, I don't know, we did a lot, but the whole time it felt like we weren't doing anything because we're just kind of messing around, making jokes, inside jokes, just having fun. And I miss that. I haven't been able to have that from a job in a long time. And that definitely was my favorite job. And it's funny that Dunham's, a retail store, that, usually people complain about retail jobs as being something they hate. But I honestly loved it. It's unusual. I didn't think I would. I pretty much just got that job to cover up for some money while I'm in college, my first 2 years, and turned out to be a pretty great time. And eventually along the road, too, one of my best friends started to work there. Maybe it was because I did, and he just wanted someplace, and was like, well, Peyton works there. I might as well try it out, too. I don't know. But it was definitely fun having him there. And he got along really well with the other coworkers that were my friends already before that. And it's kind of funny because to some degree, when he first started working there, I was almost like, I don't want to say frustrated, but I think frustrated is probably the best word I could put to it. Because in my mind, I was almost like, no, these are my friends. Like, they're friends that I already made. I already have them, and like now I gotta introduce you to them. And sometimes, like, I don't know, for some reason I was like worried they wouldn't like him or something like that. But now we all ended up getting along really well. They liked him, he liked them, and we're all kind of new groups of friends. And some of them I've seen a little bit since. One of them, he actually had a YouTube channel. I say had because I'm not exactly sure what happened, but the best way I can explain it is he took down all of his content and just sort of went off the face of the earth from it. I've still seen him since then, but he stopped the YouTube thing, and I think it was just he was too busy, had other more important things going on in his life, and he didn't want to just keep doing that because it was, I guess, a little bit time consuming. And he actually edited his videos, so generally speaking, it definitely took him more time to do than this is for me. But yeah, I just kind of miss some of those friends. As for work stories, can't really think of a whole lot right now other than maybe one thing about my friend, and I guess I'll just call him by name. There's my friend Josh, who already worked at Dunham's kind of not long after I started, and then my friend Mitchell, who I knew before working at Dunham's. Mitchell was the one that joined a little bit later down the road. They all got to know each other, and like Josh was talking about some rap stuff that he was trying to get into because he likes rap, and he's, at least for fun, try to make some rap music. And then my friend Mitchell was talking to him about it because Mitchell loves rap. It's, at least as far as I'm aware at the moment, probably his favorite genre of music. And so they were talking about it, and then Mitchell, I guess, went and told some other people, like, oh yeah, you like, they're talking about rap, and he's like, yeah, he raps too. And then the other coworkers were like, wait, he raps? I didn't know that. And then Mitchell was like, well, I mean, yeah. And then they all kind of did this joke on Mitchell that it's like, oh, dude, you weren't supposed to tell anyone that because, like, Josh didn't want people to know that he does that. It's like kind of a little secret thing. And then Mitchell was starting to freak out. And then Josh came up to him one day and he's like, dude, you don't tell people that. And he just looked at him, shook his head. He's like, man. And then Mitchell was freaking out. And he's like, what? I didn't know. I didn't mean to. And then later, Josh came clean. He was like, yeah, we're just messing with you, man. Don't worry. But yeah, there's some fun stuff that we did around the workplace. One day, Josh and I had to like stock this pop machine because, you know, by the cash registers, they got pop machines. And we had to go outside because we had this tent sale going on where there's this giant tent, just more like pavilion. I don't know what you want to call it. It was packed full of products that were extremely discounted, and we usually sell a lot of kayaks around that time of year. We had to go outside because we had some of the pop being sold out there in little freezer things, and we were grabbing pop from that to restock the indoor pop machine. And the whole time we're out there, we're like joking around as though it was like some kind of video game mission, and that was sort of a little bit of an inside joke we had, was to go about every minor task that we had, or I guess any task in general, as though it was some kind of video game mission with like an objective that would show up on the top of your screen. And if my girlfriend's watching this ever, she's probably rolling her eyes right now. And one time when we went out to do that, this guy, he was looking at the kayaks, and like we were already closed for the day, especially the tent. That was definitely closed down. And he's like, is this guy just car parked outside of the fence area, looking in at it? And he's like, hey, can I ask a question? I'm like, sure. So Josh goes and brings the cart that he's going to fill the pop with over to where the pop is, under the tent. Now I go and talk to the guy, and he asks about prices of kayaks and stuff. And it's like, yeah, tomorrow if you come back, we can maybe sell one to you at this discount or whatever. I don't really remember the conversation. But then he went on his way, and the whole time I'm just thinking, like, well, that was a waste of time. Because it's just like, come tomorrow, talk to someone. We don't really know about this, so just do your thing, whatever. And then Josh is looking at the list of what kind of pops he needs, how many of each. And I'm just kind of like walking around in there and like, dude, what if it was like a video game? And I was just like walking up to him, and I'm like, remember, like, you know, on video games, like you have I don't know, like an inventory screen, and he's like pretending he's going through the inventory like it's RuneScape or something. And I just walked up to him, and like, it'd be kind of funny if it's like during a video game, you know, when people are hanging out, someone's just like doing the actual work of it, and the other guy's just jumping around being stupid. And I walked right up to him, and he's just looking at all the pop on the list, and I'm just staring at him straight faced. And I'm like pretending it's like, if it was a video game, be like, oh dude, look at your screen. Because like if it was like a first person game, I hardly even know where I'm going with what I'm saying, and I'm probably not even explaining this properly. But the joke was basically, you're in a video game, and it's first person, and you're in your inventory, so your screen's kind of blacked out, but you can barely see the background, and then the other player's just staring at you, standing right next to you, straight-faced, and it's just awkward and strange. And we were just messing around like that. And then, yeah, we got what we needed, came back in, and then the day went back to being mildly boring again. Not that that wasn't boring to begin with. It's probably why we came up with all that weird imaginative stuff. And we're joking about if we had like fight ninjas or something on the way out there. I don't even know. But yeah, we had some weird dynamics, and it was fun working there, and I do miss it. Mostly just because as much as it was long days of work, and I was also in school taking some pretty rigorous courses at the time, I didn't mind it because it was just fun coworkers, a fun place to be, and honestly pretty relaxing. Even when the cash registers were completely backed up, even on Black Friday when it was just endless lines of people, it was still pretty fun just being there with cool coworkers and being able to make stupid, strange, really weird and hard to describe jokes. It was good. But yeah, there's definitely more content I can talk about from there. Stuff I can't really remember right now. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea for me to have some notes written out while I do these videos. But I kind of don't want to do that, because I feel like it'd be kind of fun if I just sort of ramble and see where I can go with what I'm talking about. And wherever I have my mind go is where I'm going to end up. But yeah, that was DrawTalk, another video. And I'm going to try to limit it to a shorter runtime than this, but I don't know. I can't really make any promises in that regard. But I'll see you guys next time on DrawTalk, where I draw pictures and talk about things you probably don't care about. See ya.